organization that has helped many current high school students and many individuals that are actually professional players, both here in this country as well as abroad. Mr. Jason Kerr.
Excuse me, I need to make myself comfortable. So as the other speakers did when they came up here, I'd like to definitely congratulate all of you on your major accomplishment and your 2015 graduation. Congratulations. So as Mr. Noziel mentioned, and he and I have known each other for a long time, I'm the president of Big Apple Basketball, and also the founder. We're a non-for-profit organization based here in New York City designed to help high school students gain exposure and college scholarship opportunities based upon their academic achievement, academic and basketball achievement. And we also aim to help a lot of student athletes gain college scholarship opportunities. We have internship programs and also help them with summer jobs and internships. I'll give you a little bit of background on myself because I don't know any of you, but I can say that I'm very proud of all of you today and your accomplishment, because when I was your age, high school was quite a struggle for me. And I'll kind of give you a little bit of background on myself, but most importantly, my talk today is really about how you carry yourself and being a good person, because that is really what everyone will remember you for in terms of if you want to talk about your legacy now at your age and moving forward. So going back to my high school career, I attended 5 high schools in 5 years. And that wasn't by choice. High school was a very difficult time for me. I attended, from Queens, New York, I attended Archbishop Molloy High School in Queens my first 2 years. After my sophomore year, and it's been many years since I was in high school, I want to say I probably took 6 courses my sophomore year. If it was 6 courses, I failed 5 out of the 6 courses my sophomore year. If it was 7, I know I failed 6 out of the 7. So at that point, I got kicked out of the school. I wound up having to go to Forest Hills High School, beginning my 3rd year. Okay, you must be from Queens. I stayed there for about a year. I also played basketball in high school. So I stayed there for about a month. At that point, a gentleman who was a mentor to me at the time, or at least tried to be, had a relationship with the school, Lawrence Woodmere Academy in Long Island. And he thought that that would be a good situation for me in terms of me getting out of New York City, going to school on Long Island, and hopefully trying to get myself on track academically and just having a lot of focus in my life that I needed at the time. Because my grades were so poor in the 10th grade, when I transferred to Lawrence Woodmere, I had to repeat the 10th grade in order for me to be admitted into the school. Nevertheless, I went to Lawrence Woodmere, got kicked out of there at the end of the year. So now I'm approaching my 4th year of high school. I'm really not making the adults in my life proud, frustrated. Some of them are upset. I remember my mother having conversations with me, crying, trying to get myself and my life together. I'm exhausting opportunities for myself, and I wound up having to go to public school in Queens, Hillcrest High School. So now at this point, I'm in the 11th grade. I did just enough to get by. 65 was the passing average at that point, and I probably just did just enough to finish the 11th grade at that point. So now I'm heading into my senior year of high school, which is now going to be my 5th year. Another gentleman came into my life at the time and had a relationship with a boarding school in Connecticut called Cheshire Academy. and they thought it would be, again, a good situation for me to get another chance to try to redeem myself and try to get myself on the right track. And at that point, by going to school in Connecticut, that was the best thing that ever happened to me. Personally, to leave New York, to get away from a lot of the distractions that I had, and to be quite honest with you, at that point in my life, I knew that not only was it my last chance and opportunity to really get my act together before college, but also because I had really, quote unquote, failed so many times throughout this high school process, my confidence began to be shaken. Because I really didn't know if I could do it. But God willing, I went out to Cheshire Academy in Connecticut, and it was probably the toughest school that I attended academically. And because the light bulb went off in a lot of different capacities for me, I wound up graduating that year with second honors. So now I fast forward, I go to college, I get an athletic scholarship to go to college. But my point in telling you all that is that you realize how much I messed up throughout the process. But I kept getting chance after chance after chance after chance. And one day I kind of looked back on my life and realized, you know, how fortunate I was to get so many of the opportunities that I did based upon the amount of struggles and failures that I had. And I realized the main reason why I was able to get so many opportunities is because, not only because I was messing up, but the reality was I was always a good person. And people always saw something in me to want to be willing to give me additional opportunities to try to get myself together. Nobody likes to be around clowns, nobody likes to be around knuckleheads, nobody likes to be around people who give other people a hard time. So, what I stress to you is that at this point in your life moving forward, like myself, maybe not to the degree that I did, you'll all make mistakes. We'll all make mistakes. But think about how you treat people. Because at some point in time, we'll all need each other. And I reference that to say, the reason I'm here today is because I've known Mr. Nozile for close to 20 years now. I run my own company, my own organization. But the reason I'm here today is because of my relationship with him and what I think of him. Throughout my professional process, I've needed a lot of help over the years. And he is somebody that has taken time out of his schedule at any time that I've needed to volunteer for my organization. He's brought students from his high school, family members, and any type of bond I've ever been in, he's always been there to help me. And I'm sure that when we met 20 years ago, neither one of us went into the process saying, well, you know what, I'm going to be kind and nice to him because at some point I'm going to need him. You want to be that way just because it's the right thing to do. And in turn, as we all might need each other through life's process, you can always then go back to somebody because they'll always remember that relationship that you have with them. So when Mr. Nozile called me a few days ago, and I could hear the urgency in his voice, he said, Jason, I need a big favor. Before he even told me what it was, I knew my answer was going to be yes. Just because of my relationship with him. And I said yes, obviously, before understanding I was being asked to come here to be the keynote speaker today. But I knew that because of my relationship with him, that I would do it. So I'm going to leave you with a quote that I've heard before, but just so I don't mess it up, I actually looked it up online earlier this morning, and some of you have probably heard it before, but it's by, give me 1 second. It is by Dr. Maya Angelou. And the quote, to be exact, reads, I've learned that people will forget what you said. People will forget what you did. But people will never forget how you made them feel. So in closing, I say, As you move forward in life, again, make sure that you treat people the way that you want to be treated, not because you think that there's something you're going to want to use them for in the future, but because it's the right thing to do. As one of my friends said to me several years ago, you can't clap with one hand. Thank you.